However, in uh, Theravada Buddhism, what I just introduced to you are just only introduction, not in depth. There are much more detail that explain in the Buddhist scripture and also by my master through his meditation. That's therefore the detail that I'm presenting are mixing with the scripture, about 90% and 10% of it from the knowledge in meditation from my master. So what it is, I am going to be presenting you through slide PowerPoint now. So I'm going to share my screen. Of course, we're not gonna meditate since we just meditate 30 minutes earlier before we start. Therefore, we're gonna continue right into our point. But if you have questions, please send it through the chat or waiting after the end. But just to make sure you won't forget, at the end, send the chat to me so that way I can explain to you more further, because this is quite complex, but not that difficult though. If you see the picture, it's easier. Okay, and it's also related to what I just mentioned in earlier session of the full moon of peace about what happened on the full moon. Let's continue and take a look. Sharing screen. There's no sound, so there's no need. Okay, and it take a while to do it. So just want to tell you that it's not pretty, and it doesn't have that much gimmick like it should be. Okay, but it's at least it should do at the moment. So this is the Buddhist cosmology, as you may see in the picture. However, what is it about? Let's take a look first through what I have to say, or what does the Buddha taught. He taught that all beings own their own karma, are heir to their karma, have karma as their origin, karma as their family, as their clan, and abide in their karma. Karma dictates the course or refined quality of life of each being. Therefore, everything in our life dictated by our own karma. This is what by the teachings of the Buddha. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Now let's get into our Buddhist cosmology. Okay. The structure of the universe. You see my screen, right? Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Okay, you see the screen, right? Did you see it? You don't see it? Okay. I'm sorry, let me start again. Okay. Oh yeah, because I pressed the wrong button. I'm sorry guys, let me start over again. Sorry guys, just share the wrong button. Press the wrong button and change my life too. Okay, let's take a look at this one first. Okay, now it should do. All beings own their own karma, are heir to their karma, have karma as their origin, karma as their family, as their clan, and abide in their karma. Karma dictates the course and refine quality of life of each being. This is according to the Buddha's teaching. Okay, and so take a look at our structure of the universe. This identical, I would call. The Buddha himself has divided the universe into groups, and this universe in Buddhism they don't call universe, they call Lokadhatu or Lokatat, and it has separated or divided into 3 categories. Okay, one, a small Lokadhatu is consist of 1,000 universe. Each universe is identical. The only difference is the beings that live in there, because their karma are different. But the structure, the shape, the form almost identical. Okay. The second group is a medium Lokadhatu, or it consists of 1 million universe. And the third is a large Lokadhatu, it consists of 1 trillion universe. So thus you can imagine now, if there's only one world, how many beings in one world? But this is 1 trillion, and that means it's countless. Thus, therefore, the being that exists in the universe is so uncountable, unimaginable. Therefore, this is very, very big scale that we're talking. Okay, and so let's take a look at what does the structure of the universe look like. No, one universe has many galaxies, and one galaxy in the universe, what does it look like? Okay, all infinite number of galaxies share the same overall structure. I'm sorry. Okay, it consists of sense sphere, form sphere, and non-form sphere, as you may see on the screen at the moment. The sense sphere is the smallest one. The form sphere is the middle one, and the non-form sphere is the biggest one. Okay, what are they? Let's take a look one by one on this picture. The three spheres, these are one galaxy. Okay, just want to make sure you understand. One galaxy has three spheres: sense sphere, form sphere, and non-form sphere. These are what the galaxy look like but in one universe, there are many galaxies. Okay, so therefore there are many spheres like this. And the form and non-form sphere, it has identical, but the shape, the size, and the radiance of the being in there is different. The form sphere has 16 realms of form Brahma being. The being that living in this form and non-form sphere is called Brahma. Okay, Brahma in here is like a celestial being, another kind, but it's more pure, but more pure, more radiant, and more peaceful. They do not have gender because their mind had been trained to the point that they do not attach to their sense anymore. Just just one moment. I need to turn on the turn off the door. Right, I'm back now. Okay. The non-form sphere is even bigger than the form sphere. It has 4 realms, and this is a long lifespan, very big being, larger than giant, but they are in a different realm that we cannot see with our physical eye. Only my eyes, if we train the mind to be still, we can see them. But we're not gonna go in detail in this, but we're gonna go more in detail of the one that close to us, which is called the sense sphere. This is the realm of the existence where its inhabitants are still attached of the sense desire. In other words, if we talk about food, we know what the food we like. That is showing that the mind still attached to the sense, our taste, our feeling. Therefore, all the being that has their mind attached to it will be in this sense sphere. And this sense sphere is where we are living in. Okay, let's take a closer look. If you see the sphere now, you will see that on the top half is very bright. On the lower half is very dark. And I guess you can guess what they are, right? So we're going to talk about that. Okay. The sense sphere in this sphere that we're going to focusing on is comprised of 1 human realm, 6 heaven realms, and 4 unfortunate realms. Therefore, this is where we are going to be focusing on human, heaven, and unfortunate place. All of these places that I am about to mention are related to our action or karma that we mentioned earlier last week. When what we perform in our life while we are alive, it will be giving its fruit or deliver its result when we pass away. The Buddhists, as the Buddha's teaching, taught that life after death is not the end. One must continue in his journey until his mind has become purified. Only then he will free himself from this journey and find himself finally in a peace. And therefore, as the mind still continue, he must purify his mind every opportunity he has. But the only place that he can do would be in this fortune, in this sense sphere only, and that would be human realm. Okay, in the universe or in the galaxy, as you may see at the center of the picture that I showed earlier. Okay, you see now that there is a center of it. This is called Mount Sineru. Sineru, okay? Mount Sineru Mountain or Mountain Sineru, depending on how you're gonna name them, is surrounded by 4 human continents. There are 4 continents, as you may see on the screen in here. One with the golden light is called Uttara Kuru Dippa. One with the white light is called Pupa Videha Dippa. One with the silver light is called Aparagoya Dippa. And the green light or emerald light is called Jambu Dippa. This is where we are living. But all these continents are human realm. We don't see them, but you can call them as an alien according to our term, human term, of course. What are they look like? And how are they live? What is their karma? So let's take a look. The 4 human worlds or continent. There are people living just like us, but their living conditions are much better. Pupa Viteha, their face are having like a half moon. Aparagoyan Dippa has a full moon face. Uttara Kuru Dippa has a square shape, while Jambu Dippa has an oval face. These are the shape of the people that can distinguish what they look like. But according to the scripture, there was one time, there was what we call in the Buddhist scripture called what they call the universal emperor. This emperor conquered all these 4 continents with his virtue, and he liked to travel and bring all of the people from each continent to visit one another. And one day he just happened to pass away while he visited Champudippa, and thus the people from each continent begin to mix. They cannot go back to their home, so that they mix their gender, their race among the Champudippa continent. That's therefore having the people in this time having different face, all kind of face mixing together at this time. That's the story in there. Let's go to Champudippa that we are talking. Oh, one more thing before we go on this continent. These 4 human realms, okay? Every place except Champudippa. The difference is Champudippa, the people mostly can do good to the maximum and can do evil to the maximum as well. While the other 3 continents, they observe 5 precepts in their mind. Don't have to be issued by the law. They never break the precept. That's how their quality of the mind is. Therefore, they are just like living peaceful being on earth, on their earth, of course. And because of this, we will not talk about them much because they are just peaceful people. But in Champudippa, it's different because the variety of their mind quality is very different from good to super evil. Okay, shared by every beings in the galaxy. If their time is over to stay in one place, like I told you before in our previous session, that everything is impermanent. Therefore, even if you become an angel or celestial being living in heaven, that time is limited too. When the time is over, you're gonna have to take opportunity as a human being again to cultivate your good deeds to go back. Or if you making a mistake, going to unhappy place or what we call in hell, that's you're gonna have to be suffer. Those who suffer in hell, their time is not permanent neither. One is over, they're gonna have a chance to become human again. But if they repeat the same mistake, they're gonna go back again. And that is how it is. Therefore, in this Champudipa, all the beings, whether they are animal, human, they are living together and they have opportunity to do evil and good deed. Okay. Now, let's take a closer look now beside this human realm that we already know as we are living inside now. Here, you can see in a closer look, you can see the one on the right screen, right, everyone? That is our world. But the center of the universe, that is Sineru mountain. And on top of Sineru is heaven. Below that is hell. Well, to make you have a good dream, let me just show you heaven first. So that way it won't be stuck in your mind if I'm run out of time, showing only hell, right? So let's take a look at heaven first. In Buddhist perspective, what does heaven look like? Well, as it mentioned earlier that there are 6 celestial realms or heaven on this galaxy or sense sphere. They have their name too. Let's take a look. It's quite difficult to pronounce in English if you are not used to it. So let me read it out slowly, okay? 1. Chatu Maharachika, they have the name. It means the heaven of the 4 great kings. Level 2, Tawatimsa, the heaven of the 33 rulers. Level 3, Yama, heaven of the being who never know what is suffering. Level 4, heaven of the being who is peaceful and content with their life. Level 5, the heaven or a place of the being who is the Lord over their own creation. And level 6, the highest and the most happiest place is called Paranimitta Vatsavatti. It is the place of the being who is the Lord of their over others' creation. What is it like? What is their karma like that leading them to this place? Before I go on, there is one in the text of the Buddhist scripture mentioned by the Buddha that the people, the ratio of the people who is going to heaven compared to the dust is like a dust in our fingernail, while the people going to hell or suffer in the unhappy realms is like a dust in the air. That is the comparison ratio that the Buddha has given in the scripture. So therefore, many people are suffering in hell, while less amount of people who happy and find peaceful in heaven. But what does the karma leading them to that place? Let's take a look at one by one. First, in level 1, Chatu Maharachika. It is the house of many types of celestial beings, including animals. As you may see on the screen, a lion with the body of a lion by the head of a dragon, or an elephant lion, a head of an elephant by the body of a lion. These are they call this in the forest, the first level. Is located at the slope of the Sineru mountain. Those who perform good deeds, mixing with their bad karma, will go along this way. And the beings are born in this place can be born and birthed in these 4 ways: through eggs, through wombs, through moisture, and spontaneous. Repeat again. They can be born in 4 ways: through eggs, womb, moisture, and spontaneous. Okay. It is said that the trees in this forest on the first level is like golden leaf like. The water is very clean crystal like crystal. Many animals living on here, many races as well, because of their karma are different. Let's take a look. In this level, there are four races that govern in this level of heaven, and each race has their kings. Let's take a look at the picture. The first one, the red costume, King Vesuvanna. Next to him is King Dattaratta. Next to him is King Virulahaka. And last one, King Virupaka. These are the kings that govern. Before Buddhas had been born on earth, they are just regular king. But when they met the Buddha, they had earned enlightenment on the first level. Therefore, these are very noble people. Noble in what I mean in here is noble in mind. Their quality at the very least, they will be enlightened in the next this time. After their time is over in heaven, when they born as human again, they will be have a chance to meditate and enlighten and free themselves from this cycle of existence. Okay, that's according to the scripture. And so the first race is called Garuda. Yes, they live on the southern region of Sineru mountain. Those who had karma to be born on this heaven is that why they perform their karma with good deed, like for example making merit. They have ignorance in their mind. For example, they think they are the best. So whenever they do some good thing to them, to others, they think that they are superior or something like this. This is one thing. Therefore, when they've been reborn, they will be reborn in this place. Why do they looking like half bird, half man? Well, mostly people who are become a Garuda, they have their karma tie with bird. For example, they like to hunt down the bird or killing birds, example. That's leading them to be reborn. But because they are not evil, they have done some good deed too, but not much. Those who usually don't born on the first level, they like, for example, they have their time once a year. They only do it once a year, but very big merit. For example, they have big festival or their birthday. They're making feeding the monks or offering meal to or making a lot of donation, helping the poor when the time of needs to the whole world. This is big merit that's helping them, even though they do just only once, but it leading them to heaven. But because of their karma, you know, it's leading them to become a bird, half man. And in this race, they are, well, they govern mostly the being not only in the heaven but in human realm as well. They also call, I forgot, it's called Garuda race, not Ogre race. I make it wrong. Anyway, let's go back. The thing about that is they govern not only in the heaven realm but in the on earth as well, because there is another being they call earth, they call sprite. Earth sprite, tree sprite, and air sprite. These beings are living on earth on a different realm. Like I mentioned earlier in the previous session, that there are people who collecting the news of human doing good deed. These earth sprite, tree sprite, and air sprite collecting the news and report to their king Virulahaka, to report to his boss. So that's all of these people are the rest that governed by King Viruhalaka. Even he may look human, but his true form is bird human. But when he go to social rise with his people, he will transform into human form. But his true form is a half bird, half man. Okay. Next, the famous one that many people know if you come to Thailand is called Ogre race. Okay. They live on the northern region of Semeru. Those who perform good deed but mix with anger. For example, when you come to the temple, and it's so hot, very hot, and then so many people making you feel uneasy, you feel like irritated, but you make merit anyway by making a donation, offering meal to the monk. But because you are very irritated with many people, this is leading you to become an ogre, and that is ogre. But ogre, is it all? No, there are many race of ogre. Ruler of them is called King Vesuvanna. The high class, they are having a similar appearance like normal human, but when they're angry, their fang will showing out of their mouth only when they are angry. But for the medium class, they are the servant to the high class. They cannot keep their fang, but they are looking, more. They have clothes and having body appearance similar to the high class, but they cannot cover their fang. For the low class, they usually live on human realm or in the forest. They eat, if they have karma, they eat human or flesh. They hunt in animal in the heaven as well. These low class exit in human realm, but there another type is called water ogre. They live in the sea or in the water place, like in the pond, in the lake. These are the race of ogre. Okay, another race that I think you may be familiar is also called dragon race or naga. They live on the western side of Sineru mountain, performing with lust. Human, when they are having, procreation, they usually hugging each other. So that's all. When they're performing merits, like they want, having lust in their mind, they will become a dragon. And this has many races as well. They have 4 races in here. King Virupaka is the ruler of this race, the Gold family. They don't call race, they call family. The Golden family is the ruler or the high class in between the Naga. Okay, and the Emerald family is next, and the Rainbow family and the Black family. The colors of their skin is the appearance, but this is the family that in the Naga family. Oh, I forgot to change the name too. Other thing about that is that they're living in the river. Okay, unlike the ogre living anywhere under the sea, but they usually station themselves in the river, in the pond, or some very deep river, but in different realm. There is a folk tale in Thailand that they call in Mekong River, the river that between Laos and Thailand. It is one of the place that the Golden family living in there. Every rain retreat, uh, exit of the rain retreat on the full moon, that will be called the Gnaka fireball. This is the story that referring to this dragon family, that the Golden family, when they practice observing precept for 3 months, they're gonna shoot the fireball on this river. And still now, if you check on YouTube, you type Naga fireball, Naga, Naga fireball, you will see the video record of Naga fireball that still now unscientific proof. That's because in the story in the Buddhist scripture said that the Naga shoot the fireball to pay homage to the Lord Buddha. And it's still tradition that exists until now. Okay. The last race of the first level is called Gandavat. Gandavat. These live on the eastern side of the Sineru mountain, perform mixed merit with desire. This race is very varied, but their duty is one thing for sure. They are the musician. They always perform entertainment to all of the celestial beings in heaven. If they are very good, they will get invite from each of the level. They can go to higher level. But if they cannot get invite, they don't get invite, they cannot go up. Okay, King Datarata is the ruler of this race. Musician, a magician, and another race of the ogre, but this one doesn't have a fang like in the regular ogre. Their ogre in here they call noble and servant. Their duty is to be a punisher in hell. We will talk about that when we talk about in the unhappy realm. The magicians are those who learn about all the knowledge. I think you may have come across sometime in your life about the what's it called, the black art, the voodoo, all of those magic. The teachers is in this heaven. They send their power to their student on human realm. And when the student, like for example, they perform some magic, like let's say they have what they call in Thailand. One here is that iron skin. No matter what, you cannot get anything at passing through your skin. This is like normally they practice this, pay homage to their master in heaven, and they get this power to get this uh, iron skin. So when they go to war, they will be survive and they can kill many enemy. This is the knowledge of the magician, something like this. But not only just this thing, but all kind of knowledge like black magic and white magic, a magic that can heal and cure people. This is also something like that too. A musician, like I mentioned, they like to perform their music, and when they become famous, they will perform their service to the higher levels of heaven. Okay, and that is one on the first level. Just to repeat again, in summarize, those who perform their merit, but once a while, but it's big merit, and also mixed with bad karma, will lead them place to live on this human realm, to this first level of heaven. Okay. Next is Tawatimsa, the second level. This is located on top of the mountain. Yes, because they're performing. Those who go there, if you observe or if one observe 5 precepts, without it cannot go. But if observe 5 precepts, they will be able to live on this place, and it's only spontaneous birth only. This one has very similar to many other culture. For example, I think you may have heard of the god of the Olympus, right, Mr. Paul? The god of Olympus, Zeus, Poseidon, Hades. It just happened that the ruler of this king of this place is called King Sakka. He has many wives, and he lives on top of the mountain. That has many different, isn't it? Yes. Many people in the past, when their mind are still not defined on as like this now, they can also meet the celestial being too. That's why sometimes the reference of the story also even mixed with that. But anyway, let's go back to our earlier slide. This this second level of heaven, it is where they enshrine the Buddha's hair when he was alive. There was one time when the Buddha, when Prince Siddhartha is about to ordain, he cut his hair and he throw it up into this, and King Sakka come and take his hair and put it enshrined on this level of heaven. And this become the place where all of the angels, celestial beings come for their meeting. Whether how high of the place they live, when it's time for their meeting, they will come to meet this at this place. It's kind of like a meeting hall for all the angels to come and also pay homage to the Buddha at the same time. Now, King Sakka, he is the most well-known character. If you study or came across of the story in the Buddha story, he is one of the characters that helped our Buddha pass his difficulty, or sometimes he become the test too. Also known throughout the whole world as Indra. Yes, if you learn about the India story, King Indra. But mostly in the story tell that he has green skin. But according to my master through his meditation, he said that King Sakka has a reference on a white dress with the red petals on his shoulders and his hair. That is his symbolized, okay? And you can see on his hand, he has 20 rings in every single hand. Unlike us, a few rings, but he has 20. The more one has, the more powerful they are, and wealthy they are as well. And life on this Tawatimsa, they uh, they live just like human, but one thing that they don't have is level 1 and level 2 of celestial being. They live similar to human, But the difference is they don't have to work. The more merit they have, the more well they can. The merit can gain through when they want alive and perform merit, and they get that wealth from that performance. The more one has, the more one happy, the longer they live as well. So if they want to marry, they just live like human, but they do not cheat on their life, and they, man and woman, man is at age about 18, woman about 14 to 16 years old, and their appearance will be in that shape from the beginning when they were born until they die. How did they die? They just disappear right away. And how will they know that they are gonna die? Well, they only know that when their skin are not radiant anymore, that is the time for them to die. And also, they do not have the sun. Wait. Level 2, 1 and 2, they still see the sun. They can tell night and day. But for the third level, which is above the mountain, now it's in the sky, they cannot see the sun, but they can tell night and day through the flowers. If the flower is bloom, that is day. If the flower is not bloom, it's nighttime. That is how they tell. The yama is those who perform merit and observing 5 precepts, but more often than the second level, they will be born in this place. And of course, it's spontaneous birth only. King Suyama, he is the ruler of this realm. Okay, but the one that most often talk about is called Tusita, the fourth level. It's located and bigger and wider. This Tusita heaven is where most who wish to be the Buddha will be reborn in here, because the time to live in here is not too long and not too short. And the only way to go to this place, not only observing 5 precepts more and more, but also practice meditation. If one practice meditation and gain certain brightness, they can come. But if they only observe 5 precepts but don't meditate, they cannot come to this place. Okay. Now, King Tusita, this is the highlight one. King Tusita, he is the ruler of this heaven, and also, as it is now, he is also positioned to be the next Buddha when the time comes. So that's many people come to pay respect to him when they have chance, because if they miss the chance to find enlightenment on this lifetime, they wish to go meet him in the next life, so that way they can learn the knowledge, wisdom from him and attain inner peace and go with him to nirvana as well. And that's the story. Next, on the 5th higher level is called Nimanarati. It is located above Tusita. Perform merits and practice meditation. The special thing that better than the 4th level in here is that if they want something, they can just think, and it just spontaneous, conjure up right away. Like say, I want a camera. The camera just appear in my hand right away. This is the power of the being on this place. Okay. The King Sunimitta, he is the ruler on this heaven. But the highest one, considered to be the ruler of this sphere. This sphere is called Paramanimit Vasawatti. It is those who understand the importance of practice virtues, whether by giving, observe precept and meditation, and do it while they are alive. Understand by heart. Most will come over here. And the king who is the ruler is King Paranamitta Vasawatti. He is the ruler. Okay. And because he is the most, he also, so in one of the scripture that I came across, no, actually told by my teacher, said that he gonna be the silent Buddha in, no, not the silent Buddha, he gonna be the next Buddha, but in the distant future, not in this next Buddha, but he gonna be the Buddha as well in the future, because of his understanding of the virtue and practice himself. And he make a wish, he want to be the Buddha, and he has that quality too. So therefore, he gonna be the next one, but in a long distant future. Now, and that is about heaven. But is it all? Well, look at the lifespan in here. Is it quite understandable though? Maybe I have to continue this for the next year, for the next week. It's quite long. Well, anyway, we still have time. It's not long anymore now. Heaven lifespan in the first level, Chatu Maharajika, is about 500 years. Tawatimsa is 1,000 years. Yama is 2,000. Tusita is 4,000. Nimanarati is 4,000. And Paramanavitwasawati is 16,000. But one day on heaven is quite longer than human world. 1 year in heaven is equivalent to 50 years on earth. So you can calculate the number, right? So calculate number all in all is about 9 million years on earth. That will be lifespan of living on the first level of heaven. And so this is why one thing that is one of the scripture reference that saying that how come the people in heaven doesn't come and tell people on earth that life on heaven is good, you should do more good deed? The answer is that because lifespan is long. So when they just born on earth, when they just enjoy about to learning how is it to live in society on earth, on heaven, when they realize one day pass, the people that they're about to go tell already passed away. So that's, they just don't have time to come. That's the story. Okay. And now going next, just to make you review, this is, we talk about happy realm or fortunate realm. But if you see in the picture in here, you'll see that there are 3 mountains right under Sineru mountain. And then below that is hell. Let's take a look at this part then. Below Mount Sineru is called three goat. I think it's 3 good, yes. In this mountain, there are 3 of them. And this is where it's called the Asura realm. Asura is called a fallen angel or fallen celestial being. They are angel as well, but they drink. So they drink a lot. They become banished from heaven. But because they don't have bad deed to go to hell, so they live right under the heaven. And below them, though, this is where we're going to talk about beginning of the unfortunate realm. This is called Peta realm. Peta is the hungry ghost, reference in many textures and many people meeting them on earth as well in Thai culture, of course. I'm not sure about in Western, but if they met, I think it would usually go like a zombie. Yes, zombie. They don't have mind anymore, but they're hungry all the time, just as the name implies, hungry ghost. As another being that live in this Peta realm is called Asurakaya, or monster being. Okay, Peta is a hungry ghost. They live right under the mountain, the Sineru mountain. They have 12 families. But those who born as Peta ghosts is because they are very stingy when they were human. They don't want to share their wealth. They don't want to help anyone. They are very become stingy. The difference between Peta and hungry and the monster is that they look almost identical, but sometimes different depend on their karma. But the hungry ghosts, they are very hungry. They hardly have food because they don't share. That's they become hungry all the time. And when they have merit, someone share with them, they cannot even eat it neither because when they were still alive, they prevent people to share too. So that's, let's say, for example, my parents like to do offering meal to the monk, but I don't like it. I don't like the monk, so I tell my friend, no, don't offering meal to the monk. So that's as my karma, I become hungry. And whenever people giving me food, I cannot eat it neither because of my karma. And that's the name imply, hungry ghost. But for the Asurakaya or monster, they more like thirsty. They're not hungry, but they thirsty. They live the same place as hungry ghosts because their karma of they desire other possession in the wrong way. I mean is that, oh, Mr. Paul, you have good computer. I want it. I'm gonna steal it, and I stealing it, and that's my karma become a surakaya, something like that. Okay. But the difference between hungry ghosts and Asurakaya is that hungry ghost is hungry. Asurakaya is thirsty. And now you can see now it's begin like, you can see now in the Western reference today is like a bird, a griffin, a dragon with two heads, something like that. This is the Asurakaya, okay? And now, as for animals, I think we already know because, they're living among us, but they are considered as the unfortunate realm as well because they cannot communicate with humans. Thus, while they're living their life, they always fear of death. So whenever someone or something bigger than them approached, they would attack or try to run away. Imagine a chicken. We want to be kind to them, but they run away because they are afraid. So that's also considered as unfortunate one. But it's a little bit better than hell or hungry ghost. So that's when we talk about hell now. I'm going to go really fast. It has comprised of 8 different sites or levels. Looking in this picture may not be easier to understand. Let's take a closer look from the top view then. Hell realm in each level is divided into 3 regions. They are the same but different in size, and so the punishment in each level also different. And the being that born in there also different according to their karma. One is called major hell. It's the black one in the center. Next to it is a gray color. It's called satellite hell. And next to it is purgatory, most commonly talked about in human. So this is hell that exists in Buddhist cosmology. Let's take a look at the major hell. Each hell having different retribution or punishment. Level 1 is called Sanjiva hell. Those who killing as their karma, main karma. For example, if one is a killer or murderer, always think, always kill and kill in their life, whether they are butcher and think, this become main karma. Next is stealing. Some may say, how come stealing is more punishment than the first one, killing? Well, imagine in here, think of it in a bandit's perspective or thieves. Okay, thieves may not be much, but let's talk about bandit, maybe easier. If you're gonna rob someone, do you think they're gonna giving you easily? If you point a gun at them, of course not, they're gonna fight back. So in order to take what you want, you have to kill, right? So when you kill, you can take what is belong to them. So that's by stealing. You kill 2 at the same time. This is why more punishment, because it's 2. What about Sankata hell? Sexual misconduct. Well, you're just cheating on someone. You don't even kill anyone. Of course, if you don't get caught. But if you get caught, what's going to happen? Yes, you're going to get killed. Or someone's going to kill you. Or you're going to kill someone, in order to take what you want. And also, if they are very rich, you can take what they have too. So in the end, not only kill with stealing and also cheating on someone else, family member. So it is something that is why more punishment than the first one. The first one, false speech. Words can hurt more than using your body or weapon. So therefore, more punishment by using false speech. Whether you are cursing, telling lies, using your speech to making someone hating each other, or saying something that is not benefit but making people very irritated easily, or idle chatting, false speech relating you to this hell. 5th level is taking intoxicant, whether drugs, alcohol, cigarette, whatever it is that you're taking. But of course, if you take a few, it's not gonna lead to here. But if you take it for the rest of your life, like from the moment you have to drink like water, yes, it will lead to here. Okay. Next, level 6 is gambling. Oh, come on, gambling is nothing wrong with it. Yeah, but the winner get hit by the loser. The loser want to take revenge when they losing something. So therefore, gambling is leading to this. 7. A life involved with 6 road to ruins. And breaking all 5 precepts in their life as a habit, or the rest of their life will leading them to this major hell. Okay. Next is need to talk about is Aveji hell, or committing 5 Vedic karma. In Buddhism, the most heaviest sin that one could perform is 5 Vedic karma. 1. Murdering father. 2. Murdering mother. 3. Murdering a monk. 4. Hurting or harming a Buddha. 5. You destroy Buddhism. That's the 5 Vedic karma. Buddha already gone to nirvana, no problem. You're not going to break that. But you may have a chance to destroy Buddhism by making a false news, making people hating Buddhism. Could be. Or if there is a monk who is very well in conduct and you don't like him, so you try to kill him. Yes, that could be like that. So therefore be careful. Okay. And that is the major hell in there. But what about satellite hell? Those after they get punished, it's not just like after you're punished in hell, it's over, you go into human right away. It doesn't go like that. No, it's not like that. Not like in heaven. Once your time in heaven is over, but if your merit is depleted and use it all up, you will be born as human. But if your merit is still more, you can go reborn in a different place in heaven as well, depend on what your merit. But in hell as well as the same. When your retribution in major hell is over, you don't go to human realm right away. You go to satellite hell next. When you get punished, one is over. You will go to purgatory. When you go to purgatory, yes. After that, you will go to Peta realm or Asurakaya hell realm, and then go to animal. And after animal, go to insect. Only then when it's over, we become human again. But if you repeat the same mistake, you're gonna repeat the same cycle again over and over like this, never end. Okay. However, in purgatory, there are more than just punishment, because sometimes when we pass away, we don't know where to go. For example, when we live as a human, you also do good deed, but you cannot record them because it's not often. But you also do bad deed, but it's not often because you cannot recall either. So this is in the gray area. So when one's die, within 7 days, this is why in Buddhist perspective, when a person die within 7 days, help them recall merit or sending them merit so they don't go to hell. So that is why if someone lost their life within 7 days, this is the time when they still have a chance to go reborn in a happy place. But after 7 days, they're gonna go to this place called Purgatory. Yes, just like you see in the picture. The person who will take them to Purgatory is like you see remember in the heaven, there is a being called ogre, noble and servant ogre. They're gonna be punisher in this hell. They're gonna come and bring you to hell to get your sentence. You're gonna have a chance to meet the judge. Yes, right, Miss Cordia. You're gonna meet the judge, and the judge not gonna say much. He just gonna ask, did you commit this sin while you're alive or not? Because it will come from your mind, projecting all your bad karma. But the judge also an angel from the first level. They take turns giving their service to punish people who do bad deeds. Because they have pity too. They want to help, so they try to bring their mind that, hey, did you do something good in your life? Try to recall it. So when you recall that, it can help you to to go to reborn in a happy place. But if you cannot recall at all, it's gonna be sent to punishment, depend on your karma. So there'll be prosecutioner and the lawyer. The lawyer will be on your side and they have the record of your good deed. While the prosecutioner on the left side of the judge will be record of your evil deed. So that's it will be waiting, and the judge will be giving you sentence. Those who get punished in this purgatory, oh my bad. Those who get punished in purgatory, this is the only place in hell or unhappy realm that they can receive the merit. So in other words, after 7 days, they are still receiving their verdict until 50 days. On the 50 days, the judge will giving them sentence. Then another 50 days until 100 days, they will get take to their punishment place. Between these 100 days after the ones die, there is a chance for them to receive merit. So in the Buddhist culture, especially in Thai and China, they're usually making merit to their ancestor or their parents after they pass away for 100 days. So everyone, if you like to practice in this, it's free of charge, of course. If you have someone that you love and recently pass away, you can do your good deed for 100 days and dedicate to them. So this way, there's still opportunity to help them even though when they pass away and afterlife. Because merit is what one needs, and it is a true friend for everyone. Because when one doing good deeds, whether what like now when I'm teaching you guys, I'm sharing my Buddhist wisdom. This is my merit, my alone. And if someone help like Mr. Paul and Prill come and help, there is their merit too to helping assisting this. Therefore, when they're doing this, dedicate to someone that they love. This can help as well. And so, but if someone that they love pass away and go to major hell or satellite hell, they cannot receive merit. But the merit will waiting for them. When the punishment is over from satellite hell, they will be bring back to purgatory again to waiting for their sentence to be received by the judge. If their merit is still if they still have merit, that all their cousin and their relatives sending them merit, they can receive it at this time. So that's if they already in be suffer in major hell, your merit cannot send to them yet, but they can be received on this full moon and waiting for their judgment. So this is why in the full moon, Buddhists usually would do is that they meditate, offering meal to the monk or making charity of the precept and dedicate this good deed, the positivity from their mind, sending it to their loved one after life. And that it is. But is there any more? Yes. A special hell, they call this Lokanta hell. It is a place only with eternal black or darkness. Those who have extreme false will be born in here. In other words, those who don't believe in the good deed, in the karma, do whatever they want and do whatever they like, and also killing or hurting people, making trouble for the society and everything. If their mind are extremely like this, like for example, killing their own father is, you are the hero, you can murder your parents and kill everyone else, you are with the superhero, something like that. Extreme force like this, yes, the only place. And is that you can see here, it is at the edge of the universe, at the edge of the galaxy, where all eternal darkness are there. And this is what is called life of a being in hell. Let's take a look before we end the conclusion today. The comparative age of hell beings in here today. Sanjiva hell lifespan is 500 hell years. 1 day in hell is equal to what? 9 million on earth. Wait a minute, 9 million on earth is like one lifespan in heaven. Yes, but that's only 1 day in hell, everyone. So those who get punished in hell, they don't really come to tell people don't do bad deed, because they won't get released easily from the punishment. Of course, just like if you are, the watcher in hell, if someone like, hey, can I go tell my parents that don't do bad deed, I will get suffer. They will get suffer like me. They will let you go because when you go, you won't come back. So therefore, that is why those who suffer in hell, they don't come and tell you that hell is bad. And that is how we're gonna go. Okay. Next one is 1,000. Third one is 2,000. Fourth one is 4,000. Eighth one, sixth one, fifth one is 8,000. Six is 16,000. Seven is half sub eon, and eighth level is 1 eon. 1 eon is like birth cycle. That's how long it got punished. Well, I don't have time to telling you about the life and time scale of the Buddhist cosmology or Buddhist religion. Maybe another time then. So this won't take long, but let's take for next time. I think our time is up. So that is what it is, Buddhist cosmology, everyone. Oops. Okay. And that is what we are learning today as in Buddhist cosmology in a little bit detail. But hey, this is just only introduction. Okay, I didn't even go that deep yet. Hopefully you enjoy this fairy tale story. Hopefully don't get you too much worry about being a nightmare on this thing, okay? All right, so that is one thing. Now, let's see, there are many chat today. Let's see, anyone have questions? Oh, could you tell us how to send donation to Luang Pi? Okay, you can send to our PayPal. I will give it to you, Nina. Oh, just want to let you know, Nina is my cousin. She's my, my close cousin. So she lives in America. In the future, Paul, I'm gonna take you to meet her in someday. Okay, now, so that is our Buddhist cosmology. Anyone else having question? We got someone here. Yes, my turn. I'm so proud of my mother, love. Yes, if she's happy. My master used to teach this, that the judgment, I mean, the decision that's gonna leading you to different place after life depend on these three breaths. They call last three breaths. It's gonna be like this. That's it. Yeah. If in this last three breaths, you thinking of the bad deed that you have done, it's gonna lead you to the unhappy place right away. But if sometime between last three breaths, one thing about good deeds or being around by his family member, he's happy or smile when he passed away or peacefully, most likely go to the happy realm. That is why in the Buddhist culture, when someone about to pass away, they don't talk about the bad omen. They don't talk about the, heritage or money and possession, thing like that. They just want to keep peaceful. So that way, when the parent pass away, they can go without worry. And so also, after they pass away within 7 days, the dead usually gonna go visiting someone that close to them or that in their mind first. So it's a Buddhist custom as well. Within 7 days, when someone die in their family, they don't do bad thing. I don't talk about bad thing too. So that way, people are dead when they come visit them. They do not worry about them. And so hopefully everyone, this could be a good knowledge to you. So that way you can prepare yourself before you pass away in your life. So to do that, doing good deed, practice meditation every day. So good luck, everyone. Anything else you want to ask before we part? Okay. No? If not, then let's take a group photo and we off. Okay, Mr. Paul, you are on.
Okay, thanks everybody. We'll need one more big smile. I know it's been a long session today, but I think we can have one more happy snap before we finish. So everybody's ready? Too good. Okay, let's go. And one more. Thank you, April. And before we depart, I'd like to invite everybody the opportunity to say thank you and pay respect to our teaching monks. So together we can bow and say Namaskaram. Thank you everybody for coming, and thank you LP for your efforts to teach everybody. Thank you very much.
That was amazing. Thank you so much.
You
Okay.
know, it
everybody-
took
oh,
me
sorry.
6 hours to prepare this PowerPoint.
It was amazing.
I
Bravo
thought
from
that-
one professor to another.
Great.
Oh, next time when I have, if you're interested to learn something or anything, you can let us know. You know, when we can set up special course like this. You know, in the future. Okay.
Was amazing, very interesting. Really, I
sorry,
appreciate it very much.
I just want to let everybody know as well, if you have any questions with your life, not just Buddhism, anything about life, any issues, anything you have a question, Teaching Monk has the answers, and if he doesn't, he'll find them. So yeah, you can ask questions about anything. So feel free. Thank you. That's all. Okay.
Okay. Good day, everyone.
Hey, everybody.
Have a good rest. See you again next time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hey, LP.